In the book Gate of Choice, you speak about time as expanding and contracting. Elaborate on that so people can understand it from a linear standpoint.
So you have to first understand the context of the prison that you're in when it comes to time. Meaning you have to understand that you're in control of time, not time is in control of you. And I think that's the big issue people have with their relationship with time. They believe that time just passes. I've always used this example even in videos before of the apple rotting on a table. If you leave an apple on a table and it goes uneaten, it eventually becomes rotten. And the same happens when you leave it in a refrigerator. It gets rotten, it just takes longer to rot. Humanity is ultimately the exact same way. The less people focus on their purpose and own their position in space, the further it takes them to understand their correlation with time. As human beings, we have the opportunity to be a species that understands space, time in that order. We understand that we exist in space and are confined by time. If we are evolved or are capable of reaching a higher level of consciousness during our existence here, we're able to invert the two. This is the ultimate way to know that you're conscious, is basically when you exist in time and understand your usage of space within it. It's the exact opposite of an unconscious being who exists through space, rotting away because time takes its toll. The reason why we fall behind as humans and feel or keep falling for get-rich scams or things like that is typically because we don't understand how to evolve at a pace faster than the time. So society basically evolves past us, and then we're basically playing catch-up. So we want a one-time shot to jump back and be basically at the forefront of it. You know, we're like, I want to jump back, meaning I want to win, so I can get back and catch up to why I'm so behind, right? So we keep making it worse and worse and worse, instead of adopting this mentality that the only way we become controllers of time rather than prisoners of it is by actually accepting our purpose here in space. And so, again, this constant need to evolve in society prevents us from evolving in our existence. And so, basically create rotten people. That's why the majority of humanity is so fucked. Because there's so many more people rotting away at the thought that they're so behind time that they can't catch up. However, those of us who can grow to a higher state of consciousness, which is no correlation with just how much money we make, can ultimately understand that time is no longer their prison, but rather that our existence is and should have always been through time, not through space. Space just gives us an opportunity to bring forward levels of application that previously weren't available to individuals who are occupying just time and not space. So it's ultimately the battle that I talk about in the book. A human being's understanding of his existence amongst two playing fields, which is the dimension of revelation, which is the fourth, and the dimension of application, which is the third. So a great conscious human is the one who balances out right in between the two. An unconscious one is one that falls victim to just the third dimension, and one that is overly focused on revelation and can't apply any of their learnings falls victim to the fourth, incapable of connecting it to the third. So the ecosystem of a human comes from the balance of those two dimensions.